Hi, I'm Sean Hopkins, and together with my business partners Joe DeLora and Chris Tinsman, we've been proudly helping seniors collectively for over 25 years. And the reason that I'm here today is to give you a real behind-the-scenes look at some of the misleading practices or the deceptive and dishonest techniques that prey on seniors when they're searching for a life insurance policy to protect their family and their assets. I'm going to go through each of these. And then at the end of this video, I'm also going to provide you with the number one best kept secret in the entire insurance industry. As a matter of fact, 9 out of 10 people are completely unaware of what I'm going to share with you. One of the most frustrating features that many large insurance companies rely on is a paid celebrity endorsement or commercial of some sort, which induces you, the viewer, into a false sense of security because you believe that that product that they're showing you is actually made with your best interest in mind. And we've all seen these commercials too. You have a very popular celebrity or a game show host who will come on and they'll tell you all about how you can purchase their insurance product and have it cover your entire funeral without any medical examinations for as little as $9.95 a month. And you'll never get turned down either, regardless of your past or current medical situations. In all honesty, it sounds like a great insurance plan, doesn't it? And that's exactly why they're paying that celebrity or that game show host to endorse them. See, their job is to lull you in, so that way you believe that the commercial is factual without any sort of questioning or interrogation there. And that's exactly what we're going to do here in this video, is we're going to present you with the honest, upfront facts. First off, we're going to start talking about a policy that you can get without any sort of medical examination. And the truth is, there are numerous insurance carriers out there who will approve a policy without doing any invasive blood work or requiring you to get a medical examination. But what they will do is they'll ask to look at your medical records to determine what prescription medications you're currently on and what you've taken in the past. That way, they can get more specific and see what those medications have been prescribed for. There's not a single insurance provider out there, even the ones on TV with their guaranteed acceptance, who won't first look at your prescription history records. And they do this because it allows the provider to determine what kind of risk they're going to take on. The higher that the risk is, the lower that the coverage will be that they extend to you, and the higher that that will cost. So let's look again at that commercial with a game show host who promised to get you a life insurance policy that would pay for your entire funeral for only $9.95 a month. I'm going to show you a quote that actually came from their website, and this quote is on a 50-year-old male who's healthy. He's a non-smoker, and he takes 2 prescription medications for the most common things in the US: blood pressure and cholesterol. As you can see, these insurance providers sell their coverage in what's called units. And how are these units of coverage determined? Well, they're determined by a combination of your age, your gender, and the big one is your health and medication history. Now, as you can see, there is an option on here for coverage at $9.95 a month. And if that were the selected option, then this healthy 50-year-old male would have a total of $1,786 in life insurance. So, if his plans were to have a funeral in his backyard and bury him in a coffee can, then he'd have more than enough. And, we can laugh about that because we've all heard those jokes, and quite frankly, we might actually have a family member who's said that to us at one point or another. But sadly, more and more of these seniors are falling victim to these types of false advertisements and misleading practices that are out there. Another dishonest tactic that insurance carriers and agents won't typically warn you about is what's called an exclusion period. I can't tell you how frustrated Joe, Chris, and I get when we come across a policy that has a 2-year exclusion period, but the person who owns that policy was told either by their agent or by that insurance company that they had full coverage from day one. If you're asking, hey Sean, wait a minute, I've never heard of an exclusion period. What is this? Well, the answer is that the insurance carrier doesn't have to pay you any benefits during the first 2 full years of that policy. And this is done to protect them from taking on higher risks. It sounds pretty alarming, doesn't it? Well, that's because many folks think that they have an insurance policy and that insurance policy will pay tens of thousands of dollars when they pass away. But what they don't know is that contractually, they're obligated to live for the next 2 full years before they can qualify for any benefits from that policy. So does that sound like it's a policy that's designed in your best interest? Here you are paying money to this insurance company for 24 months, every month. But if you pass away before that 24-month period, the insurance carrier doesn't have to give you anything. That sounds like it's a policy that's in their best interest and not in yours. Now, we've covered several misleading practices, and unfortunately there are a few more. We've seen policies that have had death benefits that decreased over time. We've also seen policies that had premiums increase over the years. And in either one of these situations, you're left in the end result of not having any coverage at all, either because the death benefit eventually went to zero, or because the policy premiums would increase to a point where you simply can't afford them anymore and you have to cancel your policy. Occasionally, we will come across someone who thinks they have a wonderful life insurance policy that covers them for several $100,000 for as little as $30 a month. But what we've seen is that after careful review, almost all of them were an accidental death policy. And unfortunately, those people were told by their life insurance carrier or their agent that that was a life insurance policy. See, the truth is, those accidental death and dismemberment policies, they are forms of life insurance, but they're very, very limited on how they pay out. You have to pass away from a very specific incident or accident in order to see any benefits from it. Otherwise, you don't see anything. So really, this is just blatant dishonesty. And everything that we've talked about so far has been very deceitful in nature. And that's exactly why we created Premier Benefits Group. See, together, Joe, Chris, and myself, we realized that there's a real need for facts and for honesty in the insurance industry. And we wanted to do everything that we could to fix all the misleading and the dishonest actions of others that are out there. So what we do is we educate you and everyone else that we can so that we can start building lasting relationships based on 3 things: trust, respect, and integrity. And that led to the creation of Premier Benefits Group and our core beliefs, which is good old-fashioned honest advice and service to you and to our communities. We knew that the best way to accomplish our mission was to start spreading the word about all the bad practices that are out there and the dishonest tactics, as well as the false advertising that we've seen so many times on a first-hand basis, so that way we could help better prepare you and everyone else so that you're more educated and better equipped to make those important decisions when it came to protecting your loved ones, your family, and your assets. After viewing our video, what we've discovered is that a number of people have said the number one reason that they've worked with us is because they love that open transparency and the process that we have. Because what we're doing is we're providing you free information, education, and help without solicitation. Other reasons our clients chose us is because they didn't have any protections in place. Some noticed that what they did have, if they had anything, was actually not the right kind after learning some of the key concepts from this video. Some clients discovered that their life insurance policy was actually term or temporary, when what they really wanted was something that they couldn't outlive and was permanent, like a whole life policy. And lastly, some people would come to us simply because they did have a policy they were happy with, but what they really wanted to do was leave behind a benefit or some sort of money to their family or their loved ones. So you might be wondering right now, hey Sean, what about that number one best kept secret that you told us about in the beginning? I didn't forget. It's actually what we're going to talk about right now. So what if I were to ask you, how does life insurance work? What would your answer be? And if you're like most people, what you're going to say is, well, Sean, that's pretty easy. A life insurance policy pays money to my family after I pass away. Now, by saying that, you wouldn't be wrong, but you wouldn't be 100% right either. What if I were to tell you that there's an insurance policy out there that you can use, like the old kind, after you pass away, or you can use while you're still alive? Does it sound too good to be true? Well, here at Premier Benefits Group, we offer several forms of life insurance where you don't actually have to die in order to use your policy benefits. And this is called living benefits. So how is this possible? Well, all of us here at Premier Benefits Group are independent insurance agents. And what that means is that we have access to any insurance carrier nationally. What that means for you is that when we go to work, it's 100% for you. It's not for some large company that's going to push quotas or some big conglomerate corporation that is going to push generic policies your way. We get to search all over the country through all the providers in order to find the very best options for you based entirely on your individual needs in terms of coverage, price, and benefits. What we then do is help you with the entire application process from the start until the policy is approved. And your agent will answer any and all questions that you have and address concerns that might pop up as well. We do all the work on the back end, so that way we make sure that your policy gets approved and that you're 100% satisfied with the results. All policies that we offer are whole life, which means that coverage will never expire and it can't be canceled without your written consent. The premiums will never increase. Your benefits will never decrease, no matter what health problems come your way later on in life. Every policy also accumulates cash volume, which you can use however you see fit without even having to pay it back. There's no medical exams required on any of our policies, and better yet, there's no exclusion periods. You'll have immediate coverage from day one. We can also help to see if you qualify for a policy that includes free living benefits. That way, you can use your policy for any sort of critical, chronic, or terminal conditions should they pop up. I hope this has really helped shed some much needed light on the numerous deceptive tactics and false advertising practices that are out there in the insurance industry today. We hope that you feel much better equipped to take a second look at the policy that you have and see if it's the right fit for your needs. If you don't currently have a life insurance policy, we're here to help you. We're really good at what we do and we put you first. If you're interested in getting additional coverage to leave behind some sort of benefit for your family or loved ones, or if you're just interested in living benefits, then please let us help you. We're more than happy to do so. Thank you for taking the time to watch our video. We sincerely hope that it's helped and that you have a wonderful day.